It's a dark day in the city of Dayton, and we hope to be able to avoid this.
First tonight in Dayton, a city government shutdown is looming. This after the estimated $190 million 2023 city budget didn't pass at last night's city commission meeting.
It's reckless, irresponsible, and negligent behavior on the behalf of Commissioner Turner Sloss and Fairchild with regards to this dangerous game of rolling the dice, playing Russian roulette with the concerns of our city residents.
The mayor and city commissioners, Chris Shaw and Matt Joseph, say they've reached out to their colleagues to sort out whatever issues they may have with the budget, but their colleagues won't come to the table, they say. So we have live team coverage tonight on what this could mean for the city of Dayton. We want to start with Mamie Ba. Mamie, what exactly happened last night?
Well, last night the budget did not pass, and there was a lot of back and forth among city leaders and what appeared to be a standoff of some sorts. Now, Commissioner Darrell Fairchild and Shanice Turner-Sloss say that they understand that the budget needs to pass, but they want their concerns to be addressed first. Now, Commissioner Joseph and Commissioner Shaw, along with the mayor, say they have done that. And I can tell you last night, no one was happy at that Dayton City Commission meeting.
These ridiculous stunts. And that's what this is. It's theater. Trying to score some points about what? People's lives are at stake.
The strategy that's being employed here of taking the city residents hostage is something that we saw the Republicans use the last couple of shutdowns on the federal level. It's a cynical ploy.
It's clear that your understanding of government and how it works is lapsed. Because none of you having had experience in this would do something of this nature.
You're being insulting to even suggest that, and to even say that I don't understand government. The audacity. Do you forget my experience? I am a former City of Dayton employee, not to mention I am an employee of federal government.
And I believe we all are working for the best of the City of Dayton. To work together as a commission, we need to have trust and strong communication, and over 11 months that has been deteriorating.
Mayor, I have been to a lot of these city commission meetings, and the back and forth I saw Wednesday night is not something I've ever seen amongst this council. Do you think you guys can work this out to avert a shutdown?
It's our intent to do so. So I'm a very optimistic person. You know, I volunteered to go to Vietnam because I thought I could end the war. So that gives you a framework of my optimism.
So maybe this is uncharted territory for the city, right?
It is, and city leaders need to work this out. Now, according to the mayor, Shaw and Joseph, that they say that if this does not pass, that a government shutdown is inevitable. They have to get it passed with 4 votes for it to go through immediately. Now, they can get it passed with the 3 votes that they currently have at this time, but then it will take 30 days to go into effect, and that is not something that they want. Now, Commissioner Shanice Turner-Sloss says that there will not be a government shutdown. Now, they plan on addressing the media tomorrow and telling us their side of the story. Back to you.
Mamie, thanks so much. And of course, this could have a massive impact on the city of Dayton. Clara Faith is live now. And Clara, what would this shutdown mean for city employees and city services?
Fire, police, trash pickup, and much more. City officials also say that this could impact the airport with all flights being grounded, with so many travelers getting ready to travel for this holiday season. Now, City Commissioner Matt Joseph and Chris Shaw say they believe their colleagues are playing politics.
We're not going to stand for it, and these games have been played for just too long. We need community support to let them know that they're being irresponsible.
So, Clara, how does this budget impact city employees then?
Well, the biggest impact is employee benefits and wages, even health insurance. And later on tonight on ABC and Fox, we spoke to the Fraternal Order of Police and what they're saying about this budget of the battles. Now back to you guys in studio.
Clara, thanks to Springfield NAACP and Springfield City School District holding a youth summit on gun violence tonight. Now, In Your Voice Youth Summit is a teen-led conversation about gun violence, its impact, and how peace in the community can be kept. Student panelists ask the audience questions on these topics. The hope is to foster a reflective, action-focused conversation about how gun violence affects young people in the area. Tonight at 10 and 11, we'll hear from the event organizers and the attendees. And we have some breaking news in just the last hour. The DOJ is asking a federal judge to hold former President Trump in contempt of court. That's for failing to comply with a subpoena this summer to turn over classified documents. In August, the FBI seized White House records from Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate, including around 100 classified documents.
A massive win for marriage equality today. The House has passed the Respect for Marriage Act. Now, the vote was 258 to 169. This will codify federal protection for same-sex and interracial marriages. It requires the federal government and states to recognize same-sex marriages performed in states where they are legal. However, it doesn't require states to legalize them.
At last, we have history in the making. But not only are we on the right side of history, we're on the right side of the future. Expanding freedom in America.
And President Biden has already said that he'll proudly sign it into law. The movement gained momentum after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade earlier this year, and Justice Clarence Thomas suggested the court could revisit the topic of same-sex and interracial marriage.
In a 350 to 80 vote, the House has voted to pass sweeping legislation to authorize $858 billion in national defense funding. Now, that measure would also rescind the U.S. military's COVID vaccine mandate, raise military service members' pay by 4.6%, and bolster support for Ukraine and NATO. Now heads to the Senate, then to the president's desk.
Democratic Senator Chuck Schumer of New York was reelected as Senate Majority Leader today. The Senate Democratic Caucus's vote was unanimous. This is going to be Schumer's second consecutive term as Majority Leader.
WNBA star Brittany Griner is finally coming home tonight. She was released from a Russian prison. This is Victor Boot that you just saw right there. He was swapped in exchange for Griner. Now, you may remember Griner was arrested in February at a Moscow airport after customs officials say they found cannabis oil in her luggage. The Olympic gold medalist was considered wrongfully detained by the State Department. She was sentenced to 9 years in prison back in August.
I'm glad to be able to say that Brittany's in good spirits. She's relieved to finally be heading home. And the fact remains that she's lost months of her life, experienced a needless trauma, and she deserves space, privacy, and time with her loved ones to recover and heal.
Today, my family is whole, but as you all are aware, there's so many other families who are not whole. And so BG's not here to say this, but I will gladly speak on her behalf and say that BG and I will remain committed to the work of getting every American home, including Paul.
Now, she's talking about Paul Whelan, another American considered wrongfully detained in Russia since 2018. He's a 52-year-old former Marine convicted and held on espionage charges. Russian officials allege he was caught receiving a digital storage device with a list of intelligence officials, but Whelan argues he was framed.
I have to say I am greatly disappointed that more has not been done to secure my release, especially as the 4-year anniversary of my arrest is coming up. I was arrested for a crime that never occurred. I'm happy that Brittany is going home today and that Trevor went home when he did, but I don't understand why I'm still sitting here.
This was not a choice of which American to bring home. The choice was one or none. We've made every possible offer available to us thus far to secure Paul's release, but in this moment, there was no way to bring him home along with Brittany.
The White House has vowed to keep working to bring Whelan home.
Well, a live look from our Kettering Health Skycam now. Another kind of blah day here in the Miami Valley. Hopefully things are going to improve, though, Tim.
It has definitely been a very blah day out there. As you can see, still kind of gross. We do have some lingering showers in the region. Temperatures right now sitting at around 43 degrees, feels like 37 with the winds out of the northeast at 10 miles per hour. Almanac today, we did top out at 45. Not really much difference from our low of 43. Those clouds really kept those temperatures from budging very much. Current temperatures across the region, though, sitting in the 40s for most of us except Richmond, sitting at 39 right now, and Bell Fountain sitting at 38. So pretty mild conditions currently. Taking a look at future temperatures through the next 5 days, you can see that we are going to remain in the mid to upper 50s for the most part. Temperatures Friday topping out around 49. I'll have more on the weather coming up soon.
Tim, thanks. Well, there's only a month left in Congress, and tonight Representative Mike Turner is urging lawmakers to immediately pass the bipartisan Susan Muffley Act. He sent the letter to the House of Representatives today requesting that they include the act in end-of-year legislation. It would restore the pensions of Delphi salaried retirees. Back in 2009, more than 20,000 of those workers lost between 30 to 70% of their retirement benefits as part of the General Motors bailout and restructuring. Now, Representative Turner wrote, quote, "After 13 years of working to fix this injustice, Delphi salaried retirees should not have to start over again next Congress. Congress must not remain silent in the face of thousands of retirees devastated by this injustice." There is more trouble for TikTok tonight. Megan is at the Now Desk. What is going on?
Yeah, Adam, Indiana's Attorney General is suing the popular social media app. According to the Republican AG, TikTok misleads users, especially kids, about the level of inappropriate content like drug and alcohol use and also nudity. He also says the app does not keep users' personal information secure and collects consumer data. TikTok responding, saying safety, privacy, and security are its top concerns, though, with features to protect children and a plan to satisfy security concerns.
A group of former Honda workers coming together to help refugees in Columbus get to work. They're helping them get to their driver's licenses and even get cars. Tom Bosco shares their story.
A group of folks who know a thing or two about cars teaming up to get good working cars to some new neighbors in central Ohio who really need them. This is a group of retired workers from Honda coming together to create the nonprofit group Rides for Refugees. They decided to expand their efforts after they raised donations for one recent transplant to Columbus, a refugee from Afghanistan who was stuck riding his bike to a night shift job handling packages at the FedEx warehouse. The Honda retirees were inspired to help him get proper wheels for work.
Can you imagine being here from a foreign country and not knowing the lay of the land and trying to go and figure out how to buy a car or how to buy insurance or not get ripped off when getting service done?
When I got that car, I was so happy. I was so excited. Yes, I can go to work by car. I can drive now.
The group also working to get refugees driver's licenses as well. Columbus is home to thousands of resettled refugees from countries like Somalia, Nepal, and Afghanistan. Guys, back to you.
An Ohio House bill wants to save the lives of our student athletes. After the break, what the legislation would require of coaches and what happens if it doesn't pass by the end of the legislative session.
And Ohio Senator Rob Portman's time on Capitol Hill is coming to a close. His advice to his colleagues in Congress about how to move the country forward.
Do we have any more rain coming our way, and maybe even a little bit of sunshine right after this break?
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk. Pawleys Island, South Carolina is where this beautiful moonrise was captured last night. Located south of Myrtle Beach, the barrier island has many homes dating back to the 1700s. And this morning's sunrise in Virginia's Blue Ridge Mountains turned the clouds orange and even a little blue. The Blue Ridge stretch from Pennsylvania to Georgia and are part of the larger Appalachian Mountain Range. Want to see your weather photos and videos on TV? Click Chime In on this station's website to share.
Another high school athlete commits suicide, this time a Northeast Ohio teen who was a victim of sextortion. He's just the latest athlete to take his own life, but there is hope to try and reach some of these players before tragedy happens. Christian Hauser shows us how a bill that would require mental health training for coaches.
House Bill 492 would require mental health training for coaches at Ohio. It passed the House but has only received one hearing in the Senate so far, and I just checked, no more hearings are scheduled at this point. Now, the bill says to be able to coach, a person must receive mental health training. It doesn't stipulate how much or what kind, though. That would be left to mental health experts. Now, the hope is to teach coaches signs to look for if they have an athlete reach out and they need to know whether they should call 911 or if they can just reach out to mom or dad, maybe a school guidance counselor. I've called and emailed the committee chair, Andrew Brenner's office, to find out why this bill has apparently stalled after only one hearing, but so far no one from his office has gotten back to me. In the meantime, advocates are calling on folks to call Brenner's office and ask him that the bill be given a hearing. I'm Christian Hauser, back to you.
Taking a look at our headlines across the region, we can see we will have a few spotty showers Friday, mostly going to be in the evening. Generally, it's going to be a mostly cloudy day for most of us. Keeping things mild, though, temperatures will remain above average through this weekend and into next week. Sunshine, we could see a little bit of it. So tonight we can see we're going to drop down into the mid to low 30s across the region. Clouds will clear out a little bit. Tomorrow, much of the same in the morning, but the clouds will build back into the region in the afternoon. Temperatures are going to try to jump up into the 50s. Around 2 p.m. we could see a few showers between 2 and 6 p.m. Overnight we have temperatures dropping down to the mid-20s. Clouds are going to persist through the night and into the day, again with a chance of a few isolated showers, but no real substantial rainfall with temperatures around 45 degrees.
All right, thanks so much. Ohio Senator Rob Portman giving his farewell speech in Congress today. He served constituents of the Buckeye State as a senator for 12 years. During his time in office, Portman authored or co-authored 195 bills and is a ranking member of the Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee. Today, he urged Congress to remember, quote, "There is more that unites us than divides us."
Politics at its best can be honorable. It's about finding common ground to help people. We all have our own views, and that's fine. And as elected leaders, we certainly have a responsibility to represent our states and our constituents. But I think sometimes we forget we were also hired to do our best to find that common ground and to achieve results. That's what we were hired to do.
Republican J.D. Vance will take over Portman's seat after defeating Democrat Tim Ryan in the November midterm elections.
Well, some exciting news for the Xenia community tonight. Athletes in action breaking ground today on the Wooden Family Fieldhouse, named after the legendary UCLA basketball coach. Now here's a look at what the 65,000 square foot facility is going to look like when it's done. This new sports complex is meant to enhance the lives of all the coaches, athletes, and their families in the area. Athletes in Action hopes to support and build partnerships with other organizations in the area.
We hope that there's some economic impact for the community and that it does something to help galvanize the great partners we have in Xenia and Greene County. That we could enhance the lives of families in this area.
For this new sports complex even include a 100-year indoor turf facility. The plan is to have a soft opening by spring of 2024 and a grand opening by that summer. Apple says it's making changes to protect user data. Megan's at the Now Desk. How do they plan to do all that?
Well, Adam, Apple says it's going to bolster its end-to-end encryption of iCloud data. The feature would be called Advanced Data Protection, and it would permit users to keep some items, including backups, pictures, and chat histories, more safe from hackers. However, these moves will also make it impossible for law enforcement to access this material because end-to-end encryption makes data impossible to collect, except for the sender and the recipient. Now, while privacy groups have repeatedly called on Apple to boost encryption for iCloud backups, the FBI says it has deep concerns with the move.
It's National Influenza Vaccination Week, and new numbers show that flu hospitalizations, they're at their highest level in a decade. And hospitals are more full today than they have been throughout the COVID pandemic. Live look at the Ohio Department of Health's COVID data tracker now. You can see the amount of inpatient beds and ICU beds in use are at or above the 80% mark. That's the case in hospitals across the nation, too. For most of the past 2 years, hospitalizations were below 80%, only reaching this level once during the peak of the Omicron surge in January.
Well, just how much rain could we see through the next couple of days? Taking a look at potential rainfall, we're not going to see a whole bunch. The system moving in tomorrow night is going to be very light showers across the region. Some of us will be lucky to say a tenth of an inch. As you can see, not a whole lot happening here. 0.05 in Dayton and Troy. In some places only picking up 0.01. So not a whole lot of rain moving in, just a couple of isolated showers. Tomorrow in Dayton, we can expect temperatures nearing 50 degrees, cloudy conditions, mostly cloudy conditions, maybe a few rays of sunshine in the morning with more showers moving into the afternoon with winds out of the east at 8 to 10 miles per hour. Your hour-by-hour forecast for the next tomorrow, temperatures going to jump up to around 50 degrees. We do have those showers moving in by 4 p.m. though.
All right, thanks so much, Tim. A former gravel mine all lit up. Still ahead, how it explains the traditional story of Christmas.
Now it's time for your TikTok of the day. Today, Chief Meteorologist Natalie Walters asked our Dayton 24/7 Now newsroom what kind of weather they'd like to see this Christmas.
Would you rather have a warm Christmas or a white Christmas?
I would like a white Christmas this year.
White.
I want a white Christmas, but only on Christmas Day.
I would like a white Christmas.
Like a white Christmas.
A warm Christmas.
I would like a warm Christmas.
Hoping for a white Christmas.
the Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
A cave in southeast Ohio is all decked out to deck the halls. Tej Joshi, host of Good Day Dayton, brings us to the Christmas Cave in Minford.
About 2 hours from Dayton, Minford, Ohio is home to the Christmas Cave. This is a former white gravel mine that has been transformed into a fun and innovative Christmas attraction. The cave is free to enter and features light displays, Christmas scenes, and lots of Christmas trees. This attraction definitely is faith-based, so if you are into the religious side of Christmas, this might be a great place for you to visit. And get this, the inside of the mine stays warm all season long, making it quite comfortable to visit. And remember, there are some fun vendors posted up outside the cave. The attraction is open Fridays and Saturdays until December 17th. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, well, tonight we're going to keep things pretty relatively mild, around 40 degrees, maybe 38 down in this region. Clouds are going to start breaking apart tonight, so generally cloudy conditions, but it could clear up a little bit overnight tonight. Going to be chilly, though. Winds out of the northeast at 5 to 8 miles per hour. Taking a look at your extended forecast, we do have that chance of some showers through the late evening on Friday. Saturday going to be a mostly cloudy conditions, maybe an isolated shower here and there, but generally just cloudy. Sunday and Monday, a few chances of some sunshine popping through. Temperatures through the entire week, as you can see, staying mild and above average. The next chance for some significant rain moving in overnight Tuesday and into the day Wednesday.
Well, it's continuing that trend of it not really looking much like winter.
Yeah, warm anyways. Cloudy, very much like winter, but warm, not at all.
Hopefully some sunshine will maybe show its face here.
I'm hoping so.
That would be nice. Yeah.
All right, Tim, thanks. Well, that does it for us tonight. We are over on Fox 45 next. We hope you join us there. In the meantime, you can always connect with us on social media. Good night.